Great ideas under the fence. Da 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 da.
All right, lights, guys. So for those of you who guys went to the finest establishment in Sheridan, Wyoming, that last part, that is the mid bar. We only have one question. How come, Caliph, the host temple, never had an idea to put their feds in this fine institution? Let me tell you, just really quick, this is a kind of a side note, but the amount of people who asked about Shrine in the last 2 nights has been just absolutely phenomenal. Because everyone wants to know, why is there a fest? What is it all about? So, anyway, some of your local lodges be getting some new members pretty soon here. So, nothing finer than to be a Shriner in Sheridan, Wyoming. With that said, Ronnie, second section.
All right, here we begin. Now we're going to start off with another game called Would You Rather?
Oh, whoa, but you got to pick your victims, right?
Oh, I was going to just go.
Oh, you got okay, perfect. Go.
All right. Would you rather have a long tassel or a short tassel?
Short.
Why short?
Stubby.
And thick too. All right, let's see. Would you rather have 1,000 nobles who hardly ever show up, or 100 active nobles?
100 active nobles.
Easily. Now, would you rather have a hospitality room or a night out in town?
A night out in town. Hey, Ronnie, can I do this next one?
Go ahead.
All right. Who should I pick for this? Oh, I like Ricky. Hey, be honest now, okay? Would you rather pay more for more or pay less for lands?
For lands or less?
For lands.
See, I can't Russian, so yeah,
I'm gonna pay less for more. Oh, all right, that's good. All right, and the last one, Ronnie.
Last one. Beer or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Yeah! All right, there we go. I like that one.
I recognize that voice. That must be shame.
It is.
Okay, so Ronaldo, we need to pick 5 victims, right? So start with your first one. I believe that is your card one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
give
Where's
the
the
Region 1 membership director to the stage, Kevin K. Kidder.
Oh, Baghdad. All right, guys, give a big round of applause. Come on, Kevin. Get in here. And there we go. Listen. The temple that puts dad in the Baghdad. Come on. All right, next up. Who do we have next, Ryan?
Next up, we have the illustrious Bugner from Kalam.
All right, where is he at? Is he here? Stand up. Come on over. Hey, you can't spell calamity without calam. Come on, give him a big round of applause, guys. Now,
You got anyone else, Alexi, or?
all right, we need 3 more people here. 3 more people. Oh boy. Listen, we haven't heard from one Imperial Sir enough tonight, I think, huh? Well, that's a big honor and pleasure for me to bring on the stage Imperial Sir Rick Holloway. Come on in. This is gonna be great. All right, 2 more, Ronnie.
All right, I'm going
Pick a victim.
to bring up to the stage Trevor Elliott from Al Shamal.
All right, big round of applause. There we go. Come on.
Right way north, Harry. Yeah. I haven't seen any Canadians up here yet. You guys are picking on us here. Yeah, you're in.
All right, Ronnie, the last and final victim. Who's it gonna be?
All
I'm searching right now.
You're searching, okay. Oh, how about this? The first person who will raise their, what is it, challenge token? Challenge coin? Did you guys buy challenge coins yesterday? You did? Supports First Lady's project, right? I believe. All right, who's going to be the first person to pick one up? Oh, we have a volunteer. There you go. All right, get in on stage here. Come on. What's your name, young man? All right, perfect. Listen, I don't think these guys like you, man. Nobody claps. Come on, give them a big love, guys. All right. So since we already played a game, just quickly introduce yourself. Whoa.
Yeah, probably.
Easy now. You can do it when you will answer the first question, okay? So introduce yourself, your name, and the first question is, what event brings out all the nobles to your temple? We'll begin with gentleman from Alaska.
So I'm Doug Scooter. I am the High Priest and Prophet from Alaska. And I would say, thanks to Jack, that the one event that brings all the nobles out to do activities is our East and West football game, where, unlike you guys, our football season is very short. But we do have some really good players. In fact, we did have a guy that went to high school in Anchorage that just won the Super Bowl. So, but that game, that brings out every noble from all over the state. And frankly, I think I gotta publicly recognize Jack on this one. It's all because of you.
All right, your name, temple, and the event that brings out everything.
Trevor Elliott, Chief Event from Al Shamel. The event that brings out the most people for Al Shamel would definitely be Fezzes and Fuel. It's a car show that, so this is going to be our third year that we've hosted this, and it's gotten so big that we've had to move it to a different location this year. It's going to be hosted at a truck stop, I guess it's called the Blackjack's Roadhouse, and we've got enough room to have, I think, about 400 cars this year. So we're really excited about what that's going to do for the visibility of our temple.
Awesome.
I'm Rick Holloway. I'm the first step in the Imperial line. I'm Imperial Outer Guard, passed to Horse Ride in Boise. I think probably the event that brings out the most nobles as well as non-nobles and families is our Potentate Ball, which is, if it's put on right, it can be a great place for us all to get together and also introduce people who aren't familiar with trying to see how much fun we can have.
Hello, I'm Kenny Buckner. I'm Mass Potentate for Clan.
Stand up.
Okay, obviously everybody knows I'm short.
No.
And Jeff and I over here are the founding officers of the Gnome Patrol. So I'm going to get this out here. Well, let me answer your question. Probably the biggest event that we have that brings out nobles and the community is our four-wheeler ride that we do in April. It's also a fundraiser. It's our biggest fundraiser. But we pulled in, the first year we did it, which was 3 years ago, we had planned on about 200 machines. We ended up with 600 machines. And it was huge. We had a little problem with the sheriff's department, but we got that worked out. Anyway, back to Jeff and I. We are the founding members of the Gnome Patrol. And if you are 5'4" or under, I will give you a pin that denotes that you are part of the Gnome Patrol. If anybody wants to buy one for their children or somebody you know that's under 5'4", we will sell them for $4.50 a piece. And no, we don't have change. So, there we go.
And we were going to start that unit in ours out there.
Okay. What? I'll take 2.
All right.
The reason is, you're short. Skyler still has shorter legs.
I will bring them to dinner tonight.
Got a 22-inch in seat.
Hey. It's not the length, it's the girth. With that said,
What just happened?
what is your name, your temple, and the biggest, most awesome event you guys do? Go.
Well, if you don't know my name, Kevin Kidder, Baghdad, RMD, I'm the one and only.
Woo, woo.
Anyway,
That was your one and only class.
as Temple, I think our biggest event is our nobility ball for installation. And in Montana, I would say our East West Shrine Day, the amount of nobles that come out from all the temples to support that, is just awesome.
Nice. All right, Ronnie, next question.
All right, next question.
Yes.
Pass it right back now once you answer this one. So, how is your temple involved in your local community?
I do not live where a temple is, but I know the nobles there, they are involved in it, but it is something we have talked about being more involved with. So I'm not gonna speak a lot about that at the moment, because I don't want those guys back there jumping me after the stage.
All right, next up.
I think probably the biggest way that Kalam Temple is involved in our communities. There's two, well, I would say large parades, but two parades within our valley that are important, very important in the valley. One is it's the first county fair in the state of Washington, which is always the last weekend in April, last full weekend in April. And we always participate in that parade. And then the other one is the Lewiston Roundup Parade, the rodeo parade. We're always involved with that. The band is involved, and also our director staff with the 10 Lizzies. And it gets us out and gets the community involved. We always have a lot of compliments on what we do.
And for Elkhorn Shrine in Boise, I would have to echo the parade involvement. Elkhorn has a very active parade unit, a couple of them, and they participate in the East-West Shrine football game in Baker City every year, as well as the Mountain Home Air Force Appreciation Day. Mountain Home is a big Air Force base there in Idaho, and I'm convinced after I served as Grand Master last year, so I was on a different float, I don't think there's a single person who's actually in their home in Mountain Home during the parade, because they're all in the parade route. So again, the fun thing about it is when they're seeing the Fezzes, people see them and we're getting waves and say, I was a Shriner's kid, or my dad was a Shriner's, and so on. So again, it makes people aware that we are alive and well.
Yeah, I think for us at Al Chanel, so a few years ago we got involved with a community that is doing an event. It's called Stars and Cars, and they've really recognized the Shriners there as part of the stars and part of the community heroes. And from there, we've been able to get into a racetrack, Rad Torque Raceway, and really get to be involved in the community. And the city of Edmonton has now recognized how much of a player we are in our own community. We just had a meeting with the city of Edmonton here a couple of weeks ago, and they were excited to have the Shriners work with them in some of their big community events. So it's really exciting what's happening in Edmonton right now.
Awesome.
This one's kind of fun, but it's not so fun. It's really fun because you get to see the kids, but we do have clinics that come up to Alaska, so we don't have the hospital locals. We have clinics that come up and be a greeter at the hospital door. And it's weird. The way the hospital has it is they come in one door and they gotta go all the way over to the other side of the hospital to get their radiology and stuff done. And to walk that kid and their family from one end of the hospital wearing your vest all the way to the other end of the hospital and escorting them. And being there for them is just a wonderful part of being a Shriner. So if you guys have the opportunity to do a clinic or something like that, take advantage, be there for the kids.
Beautiful. So from community, we're gonna move on to the Blue Lodges, right? It starts and ends with the Blue guys, right? So, how are you connecting with Blue Lodges in your territory? It will begin with Imperial Sir.
So we have, El Cora, we have, I think it was mentioned yesterday that we have the Black Light Patrol, which is a parade unit, and they are actually going around the state. And Idaho is a pretty big state. And again, this last year, I'm not a member of Black Light Patrol yet, but I suspect that I will be.
Yeah, you are.
And so I was able to confer a second degree because Black Light Patrol puts on a second degree. It will go to any lodge in the entire southern Idaho area, from pretty much from Grangeville all the way out of the falls, even though it's could be 4-hour drive each way. But we'll put on a second degree in full costume under the black lights. And it's pretty dang cool. I'm also a member of the players unit, and we are putting together a third degree team that we are going to be polishing up, and where we're going to be able to go out to the Blue Lodges and do a third degree for any lodge that wants us. It's a great way for us to get some members and keep us top of mind awareness in the Blue Lodges, as well as supporting them complete these degrees that sometimes they may be a little rusty on.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Give it to the tallest guy in the room. So, you, come on, man. No, that's you. The tallest guy. Calamity.
Yeah, I'm the tallest guy in the room. Thanks, I appreciate that. We don't have anything that involved. What I can say is that I believe most of our nobles are active in their Blue Lodges in their individual areas. We cover definitely not as large an area as Giza covers in Canada, but we cover all the way from Grangeville, where El Cora stops, and we have all the way up to the Canadian border. So there's a number of lodges there, and I believe that most of our members are pretty active in their Blue Lodges and keeping them going. And yeah, I'm done.
Kevin, you're next.
Short speech. Short speech.
All right, for us, I know a lot of our nobles are pretty active with their Blue Lodges. And for me, I'm actually involved with membership at the Grand Lodge level in Montana. So I should probably take membership, and I'm kind of running with that because we keep getting that dead horse. Starts with the blue, ends with the blue. We gotta keep going there to get here. So. Yeah, so in Edmonton, for us, it's really big to support the Blue Lodges and some of the events that these lodges are doing, and we are out visiting as many lodges as we possibly can. We'd like to try and get somebody out for every lodge if we could, but just our presence has really made a big difference over the last few years.
So, for Alaska, we don't have as many men as a lot of people do. I think our max, that was advertised was 1,100. But I really want to point out that the leadership of this shrine temple is involved in the leadership of our Grand Lodge as well. I would want to say that of all the men that came here today, all of them are the district deputies, or the Mason of the Year, or admin district deputy. One of them is our grandmaster, but I won't make him stand again. But it's to get involved in the leadership of Blue Lodge and the temple at the same time. And yeah, that's a lot of work. It's hard to say no, but if you don't do it, who else will?
All right, now on to the next question. We'll work our way back down in there. How do you involve families in your temple?
I think one of the cool things that the Kenai Club does, the ladies did, they had a fashion show. I'm not taking credit for that, that's somebody else to take credit for that. The women should take credit for that. But to get the ladies involved is important. And to recognize them, I think they gave $30,000, is that right? 21,000, so close, more than I have, to help our travel fund. And it's just amazing what the ladies can do when they put their money into it. Just recognize that fact in your shrine and give them credit for the things that they do.
At Al Shamel, our Daughters of the Nile are huge. We work with them arm in arm, and we're really true community partners with them. So that's really where it starts. All of our events, we make sure that the ladies are always invited, and we have events like our Santa Claus event at the end of the year, and Easter events, etc., that definitely involve the kids.
For Elkhart, we're several of us in the leadership and past updates and so on have wives who are very, very involved in Daughters of the Nile as well, myself included. And so we do involve them in a lot of our activities. One of the big things that we do is we do a big Christmas party. And it is, again, attended not only by our own nobility and their wives, as well as honor ladies and so on from the other organizations, but also our several families. Great opportunity for us to get involved there. The Block Climate Patrol, again, another big thing they do a crab feed. There's actually going on right now. And I would say, I've let somebody, maybe Rick O'Gear over here can tell us, we have hundreds of people coming in who are non-Shriners who are coming in and seeing how much fun we're having. And it is an enormous event. So again, just it's fun to involve families in that as well.
About 1,000 altogether in 6 dinners.
Wow.
7 dinners.
The probably the main way that we involve our wives and our families, we meet quarterly. So the ladies, actually families are invited to the quarterly meetings, and part of that meeting will be open to everybody. And then when we have to do our business, we excuse the ladies. They generally have some kind of program going on. The other thing is our installation is our first quarterly meeting in January, and they're all invited. I mean, families are invited to that. The other point, or the other place where we try to get them involved is with the mobility ball, and they really help out. I mean, we wouldn't have the table decorations at the mobility ball if it wasn't for our ladies. I can tell you that.
Pretty much kind of agree with everybody up here, ladies, at least with us, the mobility ball, I know, if it wasn't for my wife my year, we would have had a blank hall and a couple tables. So they're big up there, and our current first lady, I know she's got a lot of great ideas. Little ladies, and they help cook some of our dinner so we don't starve. So yeah, just get them involved with everything. It's just what you have to do.
All right, thank you for that one. So next one is a curveball, guys. This is a tricky one. I love to ask those kinds of questions. So if you have that one special event member who is not pulling the rope in the same direction as the rest of the team, how do you deal with it? Go.
So the first thing that I'm a pandemic potentate for 2020, and we had it was very easy, of course, back then for people to get unengaged in everything that we're doing in the shrine. And so not only myself but the other members of the band did, we started calling people. We couldn't really visit with them much in person because of the threat of COVID and so on. But we want to maintain that contact and also make sure that every conversation that we had with them was positive, that we're reminding them of everything we're doing, in addition to having our monthly newsletter that was going out and giving words of encouragement and so on. It's easy for a person to see the negative in life and in what's happening even within the organization. But then it's up to us then to talk to them and just have the one-on-one FaceTime and encourage them to come back and show them how much fun we can actually have.
I will have to say that we just don't have that problem in Clam, because we all pull together all the time and have never.
They're not supposed to lie on their oath, you know?
But if we did have that problem, I think the best way to deal with it is like Realtor Rick said, is talk to him one-on-one, let him know what's going on, what you think might help them get along better. Just the one-on-one, like we were taught as, or like in our obligations as Masons, to help a brother out in a kind way.
that sums it up. I like to use the word whisper good counsel to them. Talk to them, ask the question of why they're maybe going in the opposite direction, be empathetic, don't chastise them for what they're doing, but just whisper that good counsel and help them get back on the proper road if you can.
All right, Ronnie, what's next?
Oh,
not done. Oh my God.
Everyone wants to hear what they want to say.
So I would say for Al Chanel, the big thing is mentorship. That the senior members of the Didan really need to make an effort to make the younger Didan members feel welcome. I mean, well, we've got 2 new Didan members this year. Our assistant Raban and our Oriental guide are both first-year Didan members, and they've been fantastic. Yeah, really great additions, and it's all about mentorship and walking with them. And you know, when they don't really know what's next or how they should be getting themselves involved, you know, walking with them and just helping them learn the whole process. So mentorship is absolutely huge.
Well, I think sometimes when, when you find out that maybe 1 out of every 10 people can be the person that is causing problems, if you don't know which one that is, that's probably you. So, what I mean also to say that, to flip it, is sometimes people don't know that they're the problem. So instead of avoiding it and not telling them, you gotta approach them. You gotta actually tell them they're having a problem. Again, whisper good counsel into their ear. So I think I'll end it there.
Thank you. Thank you for the answers. Now, keep the mic. We'll pass it down again. What is one takeaway that stands out for you from attending the Pacific Northwest Shrine Association?
I learned more here last year than I did at the OG school. Nice. Because of you guys.
Well, how about this year?
Oh.
No comment.
PNSA is the best association in the entire Shrinedom.
There we go.
You get a great opportunity to meet counterparts as well as meeting members of the shrines in our area. And I'm really hoping that you're going to have at least 5 to 7 or so people that you will consider a best friend, and that you'll be able to follow them and continue to communicate with them, share ideas and so on, and then wait till you get to see them again next year.
Yeah, the best thing about PNSA is we always seem to schedule our winter ones in lovely wintery places like Sheridan and Butte and Billings. But that being said, it's all you guys to make this work, and that's why we come.
Well, maybe if you guys volunteer, we'll come that up.
No.
Again, kind of to echo everybody up here, it's just the fellowship, the brotherhood. Even though we give each other a lot of crap, I do know that I can call on somebody to come and rescue us, and he'll make a call, and we have a bus that got us here. So it's just all that, it's just the fun.
That's great. And you know what? We got to bring it back to the fun with our final question of the night. All right. Hey, hey, security. What is the most? I would say, what is the fondest, most fun memory for you, each one of you, as a Shriner?
Shriner?
As a noble, yeah.
For me, it'd probably be the fondest, the thing that sticks in my brain, my memory is my installation when it was negative 45 in Butte, Montana, and they were digging up the hallway in the middle of the motel because the pipes were freezing. That still gets talked about. That was a couple years ago.
I think probably my most memorable moment, I've had several of them, is when I'm wearing the fez. You're gonna make me cry. Is what? Is having people come up and say thank you for what we've done.
the opportunity, if you've not served on a board of governors, I hope that you consider that in your area, because the first thing that we do in Portland is we all get there about 7 o'clock in the morning, and we have breakfast, and then we go up for our meetings and so on. But then we see these kids that are showing up in halos and in wheelchairs and stuff like that, kids who have every reason to be mad at the world, but they have the biggest smile on their face, they're bouncing around, and they are taking advantage of the best opportunity that they have to be able to live a normal life. The second one that I have is I'm a community pilot with Angel Flight. I fly people to medical appointments. I've flown several Shrine kids to Salt Lake as well as to Portland. And again, you get kids that have below the knee amputations when they're 3 years old. And every reason to be disgruntled, or to be sad, or to be rejected, but they're dejected and so on. But they're not that way. They're just as happy as they can possibly be, and realizing that we as Shriners made that difference.
You know, I've got a lot of different great memories, joining the Shrine for my ceremonial, joining the Portland Board of Governors, but the thing that really stands out in my mind, it was a regular day. I was having lunch at McDonald's, and a lady came by, and she said, "I'm sorry to interrupt your lunch, but I just wanted to say thank you, because the Shriners had made a huge impact in her life, that we had helped one of her children when they needed it, and she was just very appreciative. So that is the ultimate moment in my life."
I think simply when I went through ceremonial, it was done at the Peninsula Club, and I think we had people from all over Alaska come down there and do that ceremonial, and it's really the beginning of the travel that I've done in Shrine, and I can't thank those men enough for putting me through.
All right, so let's give a big round of applause to panel number 2. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Right, and with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and conclude, but hopefully you guys got a lot out of this little presentation. We're not able to go back and forth, but that's why we have a YouTube channel and everything. We answer questions as they come in. You guys can email us, and we'll go ahead and find a solution if you have a problem. If you don't want to share, over in front of everybody or anything like that. But again, what we're trying to do is bring back the fun, attract attention, have people come to you and find out, hey, what do you guys do? And when they go to you, 9 times out of 10, you're doing something fun. You're out with everybody. You're wearing pheasants. You're attracting attention. And then once they have that conversation, you get them in, and then, hey, we're returning you with a philanthropy. And that should seal the deal. Definitely. Now, with that being said, I am Ronaldo Antonio, Region 2 Membership Director and Co-Estate of Messiah Shrine, and
I'm Alexi Shuko, Region 2 Marketing and Communications. I almost said membership, I don't want to jump. But listen, thank you all. Once again, amazing things happen under the fence.
Under the fence.
Great things
happen.
Under the fence. There we go. Big round of applause for the audience.